How we went from this to this, all while solving the housing crisis and potentially making £150,000 profit. Let me show you inside. So, welcome inside. This was formerly a 3-bedroom family house and we've now converted it to a 5-bedroom, 5 ensuite with 4 kitchenettes and a communal shared kitchen area, HMO. So we're going to show you around the whole house, starting with the kitchen. Let's go. So this was the former living room. It was a little bit shabby. We've actually got a video up on the screen now of what it looked like just a week into the renovation. We've gone completely back to brick, extensive rewire, replumb, fire alarm system, everything. There was a large chimney breast here, coming out about 2 foot. There was another one on the other side as well. That's been taken out. The other one in the other room has also been taken out. It just frees up loads of space. And we put a nice Howden's kitchen in here with a 4-burner hob and separate washing and drying facilities as well. But just point your attention to this. So one thing we picked up on the last project is that in large terrace properties, it can be quite difficult to get Wi-Fi signal traveling across the house, especially when people are working from home. So we've got a 5-point Ethernet port here, which you can plug into the main router, 5 Ethernet cables, and they send Wi-Fi signal throughout each of the rooms. So if tenants are working from home, they can plug the laptop straight in, or they can plug individual Wi-Fi boosters in as well. And we've got 400 megabits per second internet speed here, so no complaints about that. I just want to talk about this and the hat tip to Campbell Road, which is one of the most prominent roads and well-known roads in Stoke-on-Trent. Campbell House is at the forefront of Campbell Road. It's #1 Campbell Road, this property. It's the largest residential property on this road, a massive 3-bed end terraced. And we just wanted to sort of reference the historical significance to the pottery industry as well, which Stoke-on-Trent was formerly well known for. Campbell House and Campbell Road are actually named after a pottery entrepreneur who lived in the 19th century. He was also the mayor of Stoke-on-Trent as well. Mid-19th century. So they named the road after him, and we just want to hat tip to that. Just the historical significance is important to us and showing that through our design as well. So that looks great. Really pleased with how that's come out. So I know what some of you are thinking. He's taken a 3-bedroom family house and he's stripped away the rights of that family and they've got to find somewhere else to live. And now he's going to put 5 occupants in one property and make loads of money. He's a greedy landlord, but let me tell you right now why that is untrue and why us doing our HMO conversions is actually helping the housing supply in the UK. We've turned this rundown family home into a space where 5 individuals can call it their home. So we've reduced the housing demand for those 5 individuals wanting individual properties. The price point at which these rooms are at, around £700 per calendar month, is roughly in the price bracket of a 2-up, 2-down terrace house just on this road itself. So the other option for a person in that price point, they would be looking at a home on this road for themselves. They might see a HMO room up to this spec and want to occupy the room and not go for the house instead, thus freeing that house up for a family to go and live in as well. So 5 occupants, potentially freeing up 5 single let properties on the market for 5 families to potentially move into those 5 homes. So I know what you're thinking initially. We've taken a family home and we've stripped it from being a family home and we turned it into a cash-making HMO. Partly correct. However, we've got 5 people housed and tenanted in one property. So 1 house and 5 people, thus reducing demand on the rest of the market by a factor of 5. So food for thought. So we'll just head into room #1, which is just across the hallway here. Again, keypad codes on all the doors. We learned our lesson a couple of renovations ago to not have keys for the rooms. It becomes a nightmare, so they are really helpful as well when managing the property. So I believe this was like a former dining room. It's actually the biggest room in the property. It's around 15, 16 square meters. This would qualify as a double room as well, so 2 occupants could live in this room. That would bring the total number of occupants in the property up to 6. We don't want to go over 6 because it would then require us to obtain planning permission and run it as a sui generis HMO, which we don't want to do. We're staying under permitted development and we're going to have 6 occupants and 5 individual rooms as well. So really sizable room. We've gone for the media slat paneling again. We like that. It just makes the room pop as you walk in. We've gone for the oblong ensuite as well, which I'll just show you in there. So running theme with all the bathrooms, we've gone for a dark grey porcelain tile and a light grey ceramic tile on the wall. Same throughout all. We did mix and match on the last renovation, doing all different specs in all different bathrooms, just wanted to sort of play with it being a bathroom fitter. However, in hindsight, it wasn't as cost effective as it could have been. So on this job, we just ordered a big pallet of tiles at a big discount, and then we just run those tiles through each of the en-suites as well. They look great. We're a bathroom fitter, so we know what we're doing. We know how to make it pop as well. And for, you know, reasonable amount of money, it looks really good. You've got your rectangle tray, vanity basin, close couple toilets, all you need as well for a room of this size. Every room layout is kind of different because you've got to consider where everything's going, obviously, before you do any works. Plumbing, electrical works, everything's got to be pre-planned. So you've got to measure the whole room out, make sure everything fits, ensuite, kitchenette, things like this. So there's a room that's directly above upstairs, which floor print wise is identical to this, but the door frame is about 6 inches further over, so you can't have the kitchenette there. So upstairs, we've had to completely jig the room around and the kitchenette's over there. So we're just working with these individual unique features of each room and laying them out as best we can. We don't use an architect. We'll get a plan drawn up after. We've completely freestyled it, me and the project manager, because we do them all the time. We sort of know what we're going into. And once everything's set up first fix, we just meet trades on site, run through everything on the day. And obviously it saves £1,000 for having an architect as well. So we get a plan done after, superimpose the plan onto the current floor plan that we use off Rightmove, and then we submit that to the council for our license. We'll head straight through and I'll show you the back room, which was the former kitchen. So if you do remember from one of our last videos at Kensington Road, the 4-bed conversion, when we did the final walk around tour, this was a feature in the hallway as you walked in. We've done a carbon copy, Argos, 100 quid, B&M, tenner, 65 for the panels off the internet, and about 12 quid for the mirror. So, you know, a couple hundred quid to make this feature, and also shoe storage as well for tenants. And I have noticed that tenants in the other house fill that with shoes, so that's great that they're actually using it as well, and it looks great. So as you'll see in a second, we've created a separate hallway to allow for us to put this fire exit in. So this was formerly a window within the old kitchen. We've knocked that through, put a door in, and now this is a communal fire exit for the whole house. It has meant that we've had to scrape a little bit off this room to get the hallway, but you've got to meet regulations. So this room still is a reasonable size, and it's got a nice walk-in wardrobe, which I'll show you in a sec. And as you can see on screen now, how it looked before, an absolute bomb site. The chimney there, we've completely removed as well, same as the current kitchen. We turned this into the second bedroom downstairs. There was an existing bathroom that we've just essentially created a corridor to and made that the ensuite. Very well insulated. How warm is it in here, Greg?
Warm.
So we've got 22mm insulation on every wall. We didn't really have to do that, but obviously to improve the efficiency and new value of the house and the EPC rating as well, future-proof the house and save on bills, we decided to insulate all the external walls with 22mm insulation and create a little cavity as well. So soundproofing, new value improvements, ticking all the boxes. Again, on the finish, just spending £100 per room on, if that, on little bits and bobs, mirrors, vases, little bits of artwork. 70, 80 quid for your media wall slat panels, 20 quid for a throw from Dunelm. Tenants walk in and they just, it's like a show home. Worth going that little bit extra and just making it wow. Now with these HMOs, en-suites, kitchenettes, you've always got to have one room that doesn't have a kitchenette. The reason for that is the council will class the property as a collection of bed sits if you have all of the rooms with kitchenettes. They see the rooms as fully self-contained and they potentially will band each room under a council tax bracket. So we circumnavigate that. We have one room that doesn't have the kitchenette. We try and make sure that the room without the kitchenette has plenty of other features that would help keep the rent uplift. So for example, in this room, we've got a walk-in wardrobe here, which is already existing. We've literally just sanded and painted the doors. And you've got your own private access at the rear as well. So the tenant doesn't even have to walk through the main door. He can access at the rear through the gate, and it's more private, more secure. So there's positives about this room that other rooms don't have, and there's negatives because there's no kitchenette. All in all, we want to sort of maintain an average of £700 per room. We believe that we can achieve this still, even without a kitchenette in here. So this was an existing bathroom that we've just made into the ensuite for this bedroom as well. It is probably the biggest ensuite in the property. So again, more pros for this room to make up for the fact that it doesn't have the kitchenette. A decent sized bathroom, bigger than some family bathrooms as well. So all in all, this room's a great offering. I'm really happy with this. We'd be comfortable achieving £700 per calendar month for this room as well. We'll press on upstairs. Now, if you do remember from the last video, There was daylight shining through here. There's daylight no more. So what we had to do, the back end of the house was essentially falling down. The staggered brickwork at the back, known as corbelling, was sagging and dropping. That's all been rebuilt. There's been some steel wire put in every couple of courses to help strengthen it up. Two of the bricks back into the existing walls as well to give it more strength. So the corbelling comes inside, so we just had to put a bit of a box on here. We'll probably put like a feature plant or something on here, but that was part and parcel to why we got the house so cheap. An easy fix as well, 2 or 3 days for the brickies and a little bit of scaffolding. Thumbs up on that one. No one would ever know. We do already have some tenants that are going to occupy this room in the process of moving stuff in and out, so we're not going to show you in there just to protect their privacy. We'll show you the other 2 rooms upstairs. So this room is a mirror image of the room downstairs. We had to put the kitchen here for the reasons I explained earlier, but the room still works, and we like these quadrant-shaped en-suites as well. They just sort of tuck the ensuite up in the corner and just create the illusion of more space as well. So really happy with this one. Again, really cold winter's day and it's warm in here. I had the heating on for about half an hour and it's absolutely boiling. We've got a desk behind as well, Ethernet point under the desk. This bed is actually from my house. We're renovating our house at home and we just thought we'd put the nice bed in. Whoever gets this room will get a nice 4'6" double bed in a really nice finish as well. So lucky person in this room. Big kitchenette, loads of storage, integrated microwaves as well, just to free up some space on the worktop. We did that on the last one, it worked really well. And we have gone as well for the ceramic hobs. We've got nice big rooms, we've got good ventilation. We're not concerned about smells of cooking really. And we've also gone for a fridge freezer with icebox as we have in the last property as well that we showed you. So where I'm standing now, formerly this was where the chimney breast was. And as you can see, the state of it before, with a big gaping hole in the roof, that pot had to be taken down as it was leaning onto the road and it was a massive health hazard. The gable end also was only single skin brick once we'd taken the chimney out. So we had to build another skin of blockwork and tie the gable into that blockwork to basically secure the back of the house. So we had a lot of work done and I'm really glad how it's come out. We got the house for a really good price. We spent quite a bit on it, but the numbers still stack and we'll talk about that later. So again, the quadrant en-suites, I like them. They allow you to have a nice big sizable room, and the way we can put the quadrant shower inside as well, it still works and it still gives a nice feel for the bathroom. Again, following the feature of the grey ceramic tile and the dark grey porcelain tile on the floor. So as I said before, this little storage room, we decided to put the unvented cylinder in here and the system boiler. Perfect place for it. Usually put them in the cellar, but it's nice and accessible from upstairs if needs be as well. So we've got a 300 litre unvented cylinder in there. They say 50 litres per tenant. We've got 5-6 tenants, so we decided to go for a 290, 300 litre. We think it'll be more than enough. The probability of having 5 showers running at the same time is low, but if they do, we've got the facility for it as well. Going into the 5th and final room. This is the smallest room essentially, and it's still quite big, so I'm happy with that. We'll still achieve £700 per month, we'll still push for £700 a month. We have completed the project at a bit of a bad time of year to be advertising for a rental property just before Christmas. Not many people are wanting to move at this point. We're putting the property on the market next week, so we'll see how it goes, but you'll get that January rush, so I'm confident that we'll be completely full in the new year, start of the new year as well, and then we can talk about the refinance value and everything, but I will speak about now what we're expecting from the refinance value. So, last project was a success. We had all the rooms tenanted at expected £700 per calendar month. This property we're expecting to do the same. So 700 times 5, a gross rent of 3,500. The bank will then value the property based on the rent, not on what this street is worth. So we're fingers crossed hoping for a valuation of around £350,000 to £360,000. The property was purchased for 100k. Renovation, including refelting the roof, furniture, back to brick renovation, electrical rewire, everything complete, around £105,000. I'm a plumber, I'm in the trade. We've saved a little bit of costs having me and the lads in, and I've got a good network of tradesmen as well that have worked with me for a long time, that have helped keep costs down and not run away with things as well. So all in all, we've done a great job. We've smashed it off in 15 weeks construction side. And then we had about 2 to 3 weeks snags, furnishings, dressing the house, etc, etc. So I anticipated 12 to 14, it didn't quite work out 12 to 14, we were at 15, but I'll take 15, so just under 4 months for a renovation of this scale and this size, and what we can achieve profit-wise as well. Roughly 210 in, end value 350, 360. So around £150,000 gross profit, unrealised equity, and we're going to refinance that, potentially pull out all the money, and then some as well. So in a later video, we can talk about what we achieve on the valuation. If it was anything like the last one, we should be in for a good year next year. We can acquire a few more deals as well with those funds. So stay tuned, we'll have plenty more going on next year. So I've been in property for the last 6 to 7 years now, acquiring single lets, mini HMOs, 4-bed HMOs, shared bathroom facility HMOs. We've only recently this year branched into the all-en-suite kitchenette model. We're on to our 3rd project of the year. We've just got the keys to another one about 10 minutes down the road as well, so I can't wait to show you that. We've done just under £900,000 worth of developments this year, accounting for GDV on all the projects. So we are taking this as a part-time investment strategy and turning it into a full-time job, essentially. So I have a full-time job now. I'm a plumber. I've got a plumbing business. Property has always been a side thing for me, and we're transitioning slowly into it becoming a full-time thing as well. So we'll see where the next 2 or 3 years takes us. That's a direction I definitely want to be going in. I'm not switching off with the plumbing. I love doing the plumbing. I love helping people create amazing spaces in their own home as well. I just really see myself scaling this and going on to big things as well, with more land development, more bigger HMOs, and just more knowledge and inspiration for you guys watching as well. Your comments are really appreciated out and about as well. I hear amazing things about the videos and how people stay tuned, so it's great. Keep watching. I can't wait to show you the next one. I'll see you then.